ladies, and welcome back to the Joy Talk, your curated space to living a purposeful life. My name is Vanessa Joy, and I'm here to help my women out here do business, life, and everything in between their way. And that is your way. Episode 6, my ladies. I'm going to celebrate every single episode every time we have a new episode because it's always just a milestone for me. And I hope for you too. Like, it's a milestone for learning new gems one episode to another. And when I said doing business and everything your way, I meant it. Because, ladies, today I want to talk about business. I want to talk about what it's like to own your own business and what it's like to be an entrepreneur. Because there are a lot of things you learn when you are a business owner, and there are a lot of things you learn when you're an entrepreneur. And I wanted to share with you what I've learned in my last almost 4 years of being an entrepreneur and being a business owner. So in April, God willing, I will be celebrating my 4th year as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. And I think it's worthwhile to share what I've learned along the way. I'm never going to say this is what it takes, because I'm never going to be like, this is what it takes to be an entrepreneur or a successful business owner. This is what you need, your 5 steps. I'm never going to ever say that, because what it takes for you to be a successful business owner or a successful entrepreneur is entirely up to you. Your blueprint is very personal to you. So I'm never going to have what it takes for you to be an entrepreneur or for you to be a successful business owner, but I do definitely have a lot of learnings to share, and I got a lot of things I could tell you what it don't take, what it does not take for you to be an entrepreneur or a business owner. And also for my ladies who work a corporate job, who are living that corporate dream, who are doing their thing in the corporate life, girls, ladies, there's a lot of things you can learn from being from me as a business owner, and as an entrepreneur. Because even when you're in a corporate life, you are 100% an entrepreneur in that organization. So there's a lot of things we can learn from each other, because I learned a lot of things from my girlies who work in the corporate life. Like, I'm always asking all the questions of what happens in the corporate life, because I gotta know, because there's so many gems that you can take from corporate life to your entrepreneurship life, and there's so many gems that we can take from entrepreneurship life and business owner life to your corporate careers. So that is episode 6, ladies. Today I want to talk to you guys about what I've learned in my almost 4 years of being an entrepreneur and a business owner. So for those of you who do not know, I was not always an entrepreneur and I was not always a business owner. Obviously, 4 years. I'm a little bit older for just like starting to be in the workforce, but I always knew deep in my soul that I was going to be a business owner, that I was going to have my business, that I was going to be an entrepreneur. I always knew. Like, I was 13 and I knew. I always knew, and I always had this work ethic that was really tailored to be a business owner and entrepreneur. I started working when I was 13 in my dad's store. My dad had a store. He had a few stores, camera stores. And I would work in the summer. I would always work. I would do my thing. I would stack the money, shop the money, and repeat. But I would always have this like very strong work ethic where I really wanted to work. And people around me too. All my friends, all my cousins, we were all working summers. We were all working on weekends. We were all doing the thing to just like work and gain experience in whatever field we wanted. And fashion and beauty was definitely my areas of interest, my areas of expertise. That's where I studied. That's what I did my thing. And I knew I wanted to be a business owner, and I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I also knew that I wanted to reach the level of working in my dream company, in my dream job, okay? So before being an entrepreneur, I had this very strong pull in working in my dream company, which was Essence at the time, an incredible, beautiful, local Montreal, Canadian, born and built business and e-retailer in the luxury market. Incredible company. Like, kudos to the founders, because that was very much my dream business, my dream company that I wanted to be in when I was in my 20s. Also knowing I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I wanted my foot inside that door because I knew that there were so many things I could learn from that environment, from the people, from that organization, and I really loved also what they did. So I went and I worked there. I did my thing. I learned so much, so many things, so many things. And then I went on to a few different companies, startups and tech. I went into retail. I went into all the things. Then I went into L'Oreal, which was my second biggest school. I'm saying Essence and L'Oreal because those were my two biggest school in terms of my corporate life that really helped me as an entrepreneur. So L'Oreal Canada, incredible corporation as well, where I worked with alongside where I worked alongside incredible professional, learned so much. It was literally a boot camp for me. And I've met incredible people who are also still very much in my life. And all this to say, why am I saying all this? I don't even know if I made an introduction on why I'm saying all this, but all this to say is that even in my dream company, even in my dream job, even in my dream role, I had the strongest, most burning desire that I was going to be a business owner. It's like, honestly, for my girlies and for my ladies who know and who always had the pull of being an entrepreneur, this pull, let me tell you right now, it does not leave you. The pull to being a business owner, the pull to being an entrepreneur, the pull to doing your own thing, it never leaves you. Like every single day when I was working at Essence, every single day when I was working at L'Oreal, I was thinking about, man, I can't wait to have my own business. I can't wait to be able to do this in my own business. I can't wait to be my own boss, to build my own projects, to do my own things. And this is something that like never ever left me in any single day in working in the corporate life. And I'm not saying that like I wasn't happy when I was waking up on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday and going to L'Oreal, or I wasn't happy when I was working at Essence. Not at all. I was extremely happy. I was very motivated. I was doing my thing and I was learning so much. So I was really grateful for that, but it doesn't change the fact that the pull was always there. So I would say one big thing, my ladies, if you feel a pull right now and this pull just keeps on coming and the pull is not leaving and the pull is just calling you, I'm sorry to say, it's not gonna leave you. It's not going to leave you. I'm telling you, it's not going to leave you. And one big important thing is that pull doesn't mean that you have to go full force into your business. It doesn't mean that you have to go full force 100% full time into your business. It means that there is a pull and you got to do something about it. You got to do something about it. Okay. So then after L'Oreal, I went to another business where I learned, also wasn't still on my own, not being a business owner. I learned a lot as people skills. I've learned a lot from this person who I worked with. I really learned the art of communication, the art of negotiation, the art of just being that people person that will allow you to be that people person, to be that person, that plug, that person. And that was the last final step for me to become an entrepreneur. That was like that experience I had to go through. And I was like, okay, now it's time to take the jump. And when I took the jump, ladies, okay, this is a big thing. There are a lot of people who are going to tell you a lot of things that are going to give you a lot of advice when it comes to going full-time as an entrepreneur. Some people will tell you, work part-time, side hustle, work part-time in your corporate job so you can save up and you don't have that full-time stress. Some people will say have 6 months of savings before you quit 100%. Some people will say, go full force, just go all in. Some people will say take a loan in, just go all in. Honestly, for me, there are, once again, no right or wrong answer. Like, if you are someone who's going to feel extremely insecure about not having any type of income, guaranteed income coming in, yes, maybe a part-time for someone's paying you and part-time where you're putting in the work as an entrepreneur might be the right solution. If you're someone who takes risks and who's not afraid, just go all in. It's like that is something very personal to you. What I did for me, I had savings. I was working a very cushy, very good 6-figure job, like God bless. And I was learning so much. but the pull was getting stronger and stronger. I needed to leave. I knew I had to leave. It was like it was time to go. And I was mentally getting ready to go. Did I have enough money to like sustain my life for a year? I don't think so. I had also my own condo. I had my own things I had to pay and my bills that were coming in. I had money aside, but not enough money to like replace completely my salary. And I knew that if I was going to go part-time, I would never go full-time as an entrepreneur. I would never be able to go full-time as a business owner, because that's one thing that is very important, is that sometimes going part-time is the solution. Sometimes 100% being part-time in another business and being part-time in your own business is a great solution. Other times it will be the reason why you are not accelerating your own business. And this is really important, because sometimes we hide behind the comfort of like, okay, I'm part-time, I'm taking in this money, I'm going to do this thing. And we don't completely take the leap inside our business. And this is where at one point or another, you're going to have to take a leap. And if you don't take a leap now, it will be further, but you're going to have to take a leap. Like, don't hide behind the comfort of, okay, now I have a part-time, there's money coming in, because the fact that there's money coming in from another source than yourself is always going to feel extremely comfortable. Always going to feel extremely comfortable. Like, there's no more comfortable way to getting money when you're just know that you just have to do the work, clock in, clock out, do extremely a lot of work, of course, getting the money from someone else, and then you can go do your thing in your own business. It's going to always keep you a little bit in your comfort zone, okay? So I'm not saying not to do it, but I am saying that for me, mostly, I knew that if I was going to go part-time my own business, it was going to always keep me in the zone where I was going to have a hard time going full force. So when I quit that position I was in, I quit. And at the same time, I got an opportunity for someone who needed digital marketing. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a brand and digital marketing consultant and a self-development strategist. Sorry, I have a little something in my throat. Sorry for those who are listening. The mic might be tripping. So I was able to get an opportunity, a strong contract in digital marketing. So that allowed me to really go in and have my first client. So that was it, because I knew that my business was going to be consulting in digital marketing and branding, and I was going to also be a self-development coach, a self-development strategist. So that I knew I was going there. And as I got that contract, I also was going through ICF accreditation, where I was doing school for coaching. So I had like these two big pillars and big buckets that were coming in, where I was like, okay, I'm going to go learn a new skill set. I'm going to become an expert. I'm going to become a professional in the coaching and self-development industry. At the same time, I'm going to reinforce my digital consulting skill sets. Okay. So that was the two opportunities that I got. Now, that was the first year. Okay. So first year, get a few contracts here and there. And at the same time, I'm building the business with my co-owner, Sonia. So she was still working in the corporate life at that time. I was one working full-time freelance, full-time consulting, and we're both building the business, because once again, everybody has their own time. You know, not everybody's ready at the same time. And the thing is that the stars, everything aligns. Like, God puts opportunities and position for you at the right time for your own life, right? So when I knew I was leaving, I knew that it was like, there was the last few months that I was going to be in this corporate job, and I was just like, okay, it's time to go soon. I'm going to sign up for this school. I got accepted to this school, and this opportunity came for digital marketing consulting. I knew like, this is my jump. This was a time to take the leap. And I remember I was talking to my girl and she said, this is it. This is it. When I said, this is the big opportunity. And that consulting job, God bless, it was something that was pretty full time. So I couldn't do both. So I knew I had to choose. And that was the point. Like, I got to take the leap. I have to take the leap. So at that moment, I was starting to do the things. So this is another big tip. And one thing that I've learned, trust the signs. Trust the signs that come to you. Take in the opportunities that come to you, because they don't always come back. Like, they'll come back in different ways, but they don't always come back. Timing is of essence, and like it's really important to trust the signs, trust the opportunities that come to you, and take that leap and run with run with that opportunity. And then that first year, I got another contract, got another client, like got to starting to build my portfolio of clients. Now, another big lesson. When I hit, I believe it was my second or third big client, a lot of things came up for me that client, because when you're an entrepreneur and you're a business owner, you know very much in a way your values, you know your purpose. That's also another big thing. I'm going to put that aside for now, but you know your purpose, you know your values. When you get clients, when you choose your clients, you realize that they don't always share the same values and they don't always share the same principle as you. And one of my big principle and values is diversity, is inclusiveness, it's equity, it's DI, okay? Diversity, equity, and inclusivity. And when I was working with that client, I realized that client was not diverse, not inclusive in who they were working with, how they were working. And I was realizing like, oh, wow, this is something that's coming up for me. And this is where one of my values come into play. And I said like, I can't work with this client like that anymore. Like, I'm going to have a conversation with that client about how I feel about this aspect, but I'm realizing that I'm going to have to also choose clients that respect my values, that respect also my principle. And I'm going to have to choose clients that are aligned with my values, that are aligned with my principles. And that is going to be very important. That was a big lesson too that I took when I was in my entrepreneurship life, in my business owner life, is like, you have to work with people who respect and are aligned with your own values, because if not, there's going to be a clash and it's going to be very, 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 very difficult. And of course, you don't have to be the same type of person, but it's like the values are a very important, fundamental part of being a business owner. You have to know what matters to you. You have to know what you fight for. You have to know what is really, truly important to you. Okay, so that's definitely something I learned. And I want to just come back to the point of purpose. Purpose, okay? When you are an entrepreneur and when you're a business owner, a strong vector, a strong pull to your vision, a strong pull to doing what you do is a lot of the time the purpose. It's the why you do what you do, as Simon Sinek would say. Why you do what you do. And that for me was my strong pull. It's what keeps me up every single day. It's what really drives me. It's really my driving force. And that's really important. When you are thinking of becoming an entrepreneur, when you're thinking of launching your business, you got to ask yourself, what's my purpose? It's not about having your own agenda, doing your own schedule, and becoming your own boss, because those things are a myth. Having your own agenda, being your own boss and whatever, it's a myth. I'm going to put a little asterisk there, but it's a myth. Like, that cannot be your only purpose on why you want to be a business owner. You have to have a strong pull on what your purpose is, on why you want to be in business, why you want to be an entrepreneur, why you want to be a business owner. Purpose is your driving force. It's literally that vector that is going to allow you to wake up in the morning and do the hard things, and wake up in the morning and continue working towards that goal. Purpose is extremely important when you want to be a business owner. I'm going to go back to this asterisk, scheduling, being your own boss, all these things, okay? A lot of the times we're going to think like, oh, you're so lucky because you are your own boss. You have your own purpose. You can have your own schedule. You have your own agenda because you are working for yourself. Yes, it's true that you can choose what you're doing at 8 in the morning and you can choose what you're doing at 10 in the morning. You can choose to place your meetings. You can choose to place your clients. But the thing is, you're not 100% like free of choice all the time, because you have clients, you have You have things that you have to do. You have work that needs to be done. You're accountable to other parties in your business too. So we have to stop thinking that because you're a business owner, because you're an entrepreneur, you get to do whatever you want when you want. That's not true, because you have people that work for you. You have people you work for. You have things that are going on that needs you and your time, and it's really important that you respect your own time, but you also respect other people's time. And then becoming your own boss. Yes, you are your own boss. Of course, you're the business owner of your own business. You are your own boss. You are the CEO of your business. You're the CFO. You're all the O's. You're all the C's. You're the whole C suite. Although it is important that you are serving a client. So your client becomes extremely important to you. And that is really important, because when you are working in a corporate life, you have your manager, you have your director, you have the VP, you have all these people who are in your leadership team that you work for and you kind of report to. But when you're a business owner, you report to all your clients. Whatever, even if you're in product or services, even if you sell clothes, all your clients become part of the leadership team. They become the voice, they become the satisfaction, they become the people who come back, and they are your breadwinner. They bring in the money. So it's really important for your clients to be satisfied, and that means that you are accountable to someone else too. So yes, you are your own CEO. Yes, you do your own thing, but your clients are very much part of your success. So that's really, really an important fact in becoming a business owner and an entrepreneur, is knowing that, like, yes, you can do your schedule. Yes, you have your agenda, but just know that if your client wants to meet you urgently for something very important at this time, you better make the time, because he's, in one way or not, he's kind of your boss. You report to him in a way, but in a good way, right? And all this becomes okay because the purpose of your business is stronger than just like having your own schedule or being your own boss, you know? Another thing I've learned along the way. So, of course, now I just talked about my first few clients, but then, you continue building your second year, third year. Now we're going on our fourth year. No year looks like the same. No day is the same. Every week is different. Every month is different. Every quarter is different. Every year is different. There's nothing like that is like you can't standardize your time. That's what I've realized. And maybe this is because I'm in my first 5 years, but everything is extremely different. Things move very fast, and you have to really know how to manage yourself. You have to know how to manage your stress. You have to know how to manage uncertainty. Being a business owner, being your own boss, being an entrepreneur is being able to manage uncertainty. And I didn't always realize that, I didn't always know that I was not always the greatest at managing uncertainty. But I do very much have the power of managing uncertainty now, but it's very, very tricky because you don't always know when the money's going to come in. You don't always know when your client is going to, not work with you anymore. You don't always know when a gig is going to fall through or not. You don't always know when you're going to get sick. You don't have the luxury to plan all the things in a year, and you don't always have the luxury to know exactly what's coming in tomorrow or today or the next year or the next month. Uncertainty is a big part of entrepreneurship, is a big part of being a business owner, but it's very much manageable. Like if I can manage it, if my business partner can manage it, if we can manage it, it's very much manageable. It's a muscle. Like it's something that you get to learn to know. It's something that you get to learn to do. Being comfortable with uncertainty, being comfortable with being uncomfortable is very much something that you can do. And it's also about being able to master your own thoughts and being able to master your fear. Like when you have, and it'll come up because it came up for us and still comes up, when you have the fear of like, when is this money gonna come in? Like, are we gonna be successful? Is this working? Is what we're doing even like making any type of sense? When those thoughts come in, you have to be strong enough and you have to be able to really manage those thoughts and telling yourself like, these are just thoughts. This is not reality. We have to push through. This is the purpose. This is what we're going through. Like, let's just move forward. So having the ability to speak to yourself and having the ability to calm yourself down is going to be very, 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 very much helpful. Another one of the few things I've learned along the way is like surround yourself with good people and surround yourself with people who support you. Surround yourself with people who believe in you too, right? So having a good business partner. It's not everybody who has it, like, not everybody has business partners. Some people are just entrepreneurs, like solo entrepreneurs, but just surround yourself with people who support you, whether that's your friend, your family, your partner, whether that's people around you, mentorship. Surround yourself with people who believe in your idea, who believe in you, who believe in your capabilities, who believe in your capacities, and who are going to push you forward when you are down, who are going to help you move forward. Entrepreneurship and business owner life can be very lonely at times because you don't always have someone that shares exactly the same feeling as you are feeling. Like when you're in the corporate life and you're going through crunch time, your whole team is going through crunch time, so you can all cry together in the back of the room. You can all cry together in the meeting room in the dark. I know you know. I know you know if you know. But being an entrepreneur, when you're alone and it's hard, it's not always easy to share those feelings with someone because you're just on your own on your computer. You're on your own doing the thing on the field. So just be open to sharing with people, even if they're not entrepreneurs. Be open to sharing with people you trust because it's going to be really helpful for you. I would say there's so many things I've learned along the way, right? And I think one of the things too I want to say to my ladies who are thinking about being an entrepreneur or who are an entrepreneur or who are in business, you got to do the work. Like, I know we all want to hear this kind of idea of like, it's going to be easy and it's all good. I don't want to say it's easy and I don't want to say it's hard, but you got to do the work. If you want to be successful in business, if you want to be a successful business owner, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, if you want to be successful at whatever you want to be at, you have to do the work. You have to push yourself to do the work. You have to try different things. You have to make sure you're always moving forward. Because the moment you sit back, the moment you lean back, you are going to miss a wave. Let me tell you. Because there are times when in our entrepreneurship, there are times in our business where we just got a little comfortable. We were like, oh, we're pretty good here. Let's smooth sail a little bit, and we missed the wave, and that wave caught us back, and it really hurt, you know. So in the first 5 years, I would tell you, don't be comfortable. Be comfortable in your role, be comfortable in being happy in what you're doing, but don't miss a wave. Know that you always have to put in the work. Every single moment that you want to push forward your business, you are putting in the work, and you're pushing your business on a constant basis. You are pushing your business on a constant basis. You're bringing value on a constant basis. It takes up a lot of energy, so that's why you have to make sure you have some downtime to re-energize. But know that if you want to have a successful business, you're always planting seeds, you're always prospecting, you're always just trying to find new ways to make your business better. You're always trying to optimize, and you're learning. You're looking back and you're like having this bird eye view of what's happening, what's good, what's not working, what we should take, what we should not take, what we should lean back. How am I doing? How are my business partners doing? How are my clients doing? You have to always be thinking 10 steps ahead. And how do you do that? You just make sure you're putting in the work. You're moving forward. You're moving forward. You're moving forward. You can't just like sit back. You can't sit back right now, but not in a way where you have to burn yourself out. I'm definitely not burning myself out. That's something that's really important. We decided to have a certain balance in our business. Some business owners will tell you you have to work 90 hours a week in the first 5 years. That's just not for me. But it doesn't mean that every single hour I am putting a lot of work and a lot of energy. So that is really something that is important. Ladies, if you want to start your business and you are serious about your business, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work on a regular basis. You have to bring value to your business. You have to make sure that it's moving forward. When you look back a week from now, you have to tell yourself, I moved forward. When you look back a month from now, you have to tell yourself, I moved forward. Like, you always have to be moving forward, and you always have to be bringing some level of value to your business. Now, I would say my last little tip, because my last tip slash learning, and because I can go on and on and on and on and on about this, but I want to make sure that you also have your own experience and you can kind of think of questions as well that you can ask me and we can talk about it after. But my last big learning is, I kind of mentioned it before, but my last big learning is draw your own blueprint. Everybody's blueprint in entrepreneurship and business owner life is completely different. My blueprint and my business partner's blueprint is completely different. Her experience, my experience is different. We're working the same way. We're bringing value to our business in the same way. We're doing our thing in the same way. But our blueprint and our experience with business owner life is completely different. And what that means is that if you feel like you need to save up X amount of money before you launch, if you feel like you need to go part-time, if you feel like you need to go all in, if you feel like you want to be someone who just learns from a mentor, if you think that whatever you feel is right for you, that is what is right for you. And that's really important. Your blueprint is your own blueprint. Don't look at someone's success story and tell yourself, this is going to be my success story. Build your own success story. Build your own blueprint. And that is how you're going to be successful. You're going to make mistakes. That's for sure. There's going to be times you're going to tell yourself, why did I do this? I shouldn't have never done that. I should have never wasted my money. I shouldn't have invested in that. Those are things you're going to say, but know that those are part of your blueprint and they're going to allow you to become the best business owner you can be and become the best entrepreneur that you can be. Because trust me, there are going to be moments that are going to be hard, and there are going to be moments that are going to be extremely gratifying because you're going to have big wins and sometimes you're going to take a little bit of L's, but know that those are part of your blueprint. And just if you stick with that for the first 5 years, if you stick with that grit for the first 5 years, you can really bring your business to the next level. And that is something I want to leave you with. Have some grit. Have the courage to pull through. Have the strength to show you what you are capable to do, because you're going to be surprised and amazed by all the things that you could do. Because I know I was amazed. I was like, well, I could deal with all this uncertainty about money in my business. I could deal with this. I could deal with this. I could deal with this stress. I could handle this stuff. And then you realize that you can, and you tell yourself like, oh, wow, I'm happy I can. And I'm happy that I'm able to do that. So have some grit, build your resilience, and all those things are built by moving forward, are built by continuing to do what you got to do, are built by never giving up and always making sure you work towards that purpose. So that is that, my ladies, for episode 6. I hope this brought you a little bit of clarity, inspiration on being a business owner, about being an entrepreneur. Let me know if you have any question and we can talk this out. Just DM me. We can do a little one-on-one. You can ask me your questions in the DMs as well, or in the comments. Please let me know what resonates with you. And let me know if you're an entrepreneur in your soul, and if you're someone who really is looking to launch your business, what's holding you back? What's the biggest thing that is holding you back? And let's talk about that. And on that note, my ladies, I will see you next week. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.